Welcome back to my channel. So we're still on Mallorca, and tomorrow we have planned to go to the Dragon Caves in east of Mallorca, and I thought this would be the best opportunity to show you the low light capabilities of the Sony A7IV and the Sigma lens. So let's figure it out how good this camera performs in low light. Whoa, not so fast, Christian, from the past. Before we do that, let me introduce what low light and ISO is. Okay, sorry for this interruption, but I also want to show you the difference in the shots after my little trip using exactly those expressions, right? Okay, so ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization. It is funny because this is a more general expression for a lot of more standards, and I'm pretty sure you saw it ISO followed by some numbers somewhere. In our case, though, it's a measure of a camera sensitivity to light, and it is used to control the exposure of a photo or a video. In photography, ISO refers to the sensitivity of the camera's image sensor or film to light. A higher ISO setting makes the camera more sensitive to light, while a lower ISO setting makes it less sensitive, as you can see in these short example shots of the God of Thunder on my camera display. ISO works in a similar way in videography as it does in photography. It controls the camera's sensitivity to light and helps you to adjust the exposure of your video. In videography, ISO is typically used to control the exposure of the scene in low light conditions, as it can allow you to use a faster shutter speed or narrower aperture while still maintaining a well-exposed image. Using a high ISO can introduce noise or graininess to the video, which can degrade the overall image quality. But many modern cameras are able to deliver high quality footage despite the high ISO values. What's also important to note is that in video production, ISO is just one of several tools used to control exposure. Other tools include adjusting the shutter speed, aperture, and the use of neutral density filters for bright light scenarios. I already did a review about the ND filters, video first right here. But now, as I'm talking about ISO and the other tools, I think I will create a separate video to let you know what they are. Let's take a note. By the way, I bought this Dragon Cave notepad for my ideas for next videos in the Dragon Cave's gift shop, and I really like its design and compactness. It looks great. Alright, coming back to low light and ISO. In summary, ISO is used in videography to control the exposure of a scene, specifically in low light conditions. However, it's important to use it in conjunction with other exposure controls, as already mentioned, and to be aware of its potential impact on the image quality. Very good, I hope you got the point. Let's go back to the past Christian and see what he has recorded for you in Mallorca to demonstrate the low light capabilities of the Sony A7IV with the Sigma 16 to 28mm. Enjoy the hopeful, stunning and informative ride through the Dragon Caves. The Dragon Caves, also known as Cueva del Drac, are a system of underground caves located on the east coast of the island of Mallorca, Spain. Welcome to the Dragon Caves. The caves were discovered in the 19th century by a French geologist, Edouard Manfred Martel, who explored the caves and discovered their natural beauty. The Dragon Caves are named after the dragon-like formations found inside, which are created by the drip of water over thousands of years. The caves stretch for over 1,200 meters and reach depth of up to 25 meters. Visitors can explore the caves on a guided tour, which takes them through a series of chambers filled with stalactites, stalagmites and other impressive geological formations. The Dragon Caves have a rich history and many legends surround them. According to a local lore, the caves were once inhabited by dragons that were slain by a knight named San Jordi or Saint George, who is now the patron saint of Mallorca. Another legend states that the caves were once used by pirates as a hideout and that they would store their loot inside the caves. One of the main attractions of the Dragon Caves is the underground lake, Lake Martel. The lake is one of the largest underground lakes in the world and is home to a variety of fish species. Visitors can take a boat ride across the lake while enjoying a classical music concert, making for a truly unique and unforgettable experience. Today the Dragon Caves are one of the most popular tourist attractions in Mallorca, drawing visitors from around the world to marvel at their natural beauty and learn about their fascinating history. Hello again, I hope you enjoyed the short trip through the caves. I have to admit it was really impressive. Visit them if you are in Mallorca, highly recommended by me. But here we are again back in Austria, and after days of pouring rain, finally the sun came back out. And probably you hear it in the background, the birds are singing lovely. Anyways, back to the caves. I have checked the videos in detail and have to say that it makes a big difference on which device you are viewing the clips. On a mobile phone you hardly notice any difference, on a tablet you notice a little bit. On a PC screen 2K I already see bigger differences, on a 4K TV it is clearly visible. What do I mean by that? What a lower or higher ISO value brings with it: image noise. To understand what I mean, let's take a closer look at two videos and zoom in on a section to make it clearer. But before we do that, I would like to share my camera settings with you so that you know exactly how these shots came about. I used manual mode M to control all values on my Sony A7IV. My lens maximum aperture is f2.8 and my shutter speed is 1/50, adhering to the 180-degree rule. With these two values set, I rely on ISO to get good shots in low light. Typically I use ISO 100 to reduce image noise with a maximum limit of 12,800 on my Sony A7IV. I use Auto ISO to stay flexible in changing lighting conditions during run and gun setups like in the Dragon Caves, but manual adjustments can be made when time permits. Okay, but enough of this technical talk. Let's get back to our example videos from the Dragon Caves. But for that I need my notebook. Let's have a look on the notebook and check the videos right away. If we have a closer look on the first video, it was taken at ISO 400. The image is clear and even when I zoom in, there is hardly any image noise. It doesn't look blurred or destroyed. Here we definitely have enough light for the lens and the camera. In stark contrast we can see the ISO 12800 recording. If we take here a closer look at the image section, we see strong image noise. If we now compare the sequences side by side, it becomes more apparent. You lose a lot of details and the image becomes washed out. In the next example, we will use values that are closer together and not so extremely high. Means the camera should handle them very well. Okay, let's compare an ISO 640 shot with an ISO 2000 shot. In direct comparison, I'm satisfied with the quality of both images. However, if you zoom in, you see the difference in image noise again. In that case, you also witness the advantages of the full frame sensor of the Sony A7IV. The bigger the sensor, the more light comes in and the clearer images you have even in low light. To perhaps make this ISO behavior even obvious, I recorded a video, left the lens cap on my lens and gradually increased the ISO. I increased it from 100 to 102,400, the camera's maximum, which I honestly wouldn't recommend, neither for video nor photo. Then I raised the brightness so you can see it even better. This is a lot of grain, between 50,000 and 100,000, so yes. As I mentioned before, when it comes to video on the Sony A7IV, I really wouldn't go above those 12,800 ISO. Of course, this is specific to the camera and your personal taste. With the Sony CV1, a compact camera for example, my pain threshold for ISO is reached as 1000 to 1600, and that's probably already too high. But this camera only has a 1-inch sensor. With the Sony A7IV, FX3 or the brand new CVE1, for example, you could go much higher as the sensor is specifically designed for video and low light conditions. These cameras, just like the Sony A7IV, have full frame sensors but a different megapixel count because the A7IV is a hybrid shooter. However, there is one thing I forgot to mention. In many video editing software you also have the option to reduce noise in post-processing, and with the rise of AI tools this capability improves every year. Okay, thank you for watching the video about lowlight and ISO in the Dragon Caves. I hope I was able to provide you with a good overview and show you the performance of the Sony A7IV with the Sigma 16 to 28mm lens in low light condition through real life examples. And hopefully I have also conveyed the beauty and uniqueness of the Dragon Caves well, even though I didn't see any dragons. And remember, finding the right balance between ISO, aperture and shutter speed is crucial for capturing high quality footage. Always keep in mind the limitations of your camera and choose the ISO settings that work best for your specific model in order to get the best quality out of it. If you have any questions or feedback, please leave a comment below. And if you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving it a thumbs up for more camera tips and tricks. Activate the bell as well so you don't miss any future videos from me. Thanks again for watching and I will see you in the next video.